Titans rule Ryan Tannehill out as Will Levis to start at QB. The Tennessee Titans will be without starting quarterback Ryan Tannehill for Thursday's game at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rookie quarterback Will Levis will start his second game in place of Tannehill and will be opposed by Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett, who does not have an injury designation after leaving Sunday's contest versus the Jacksonville Jaguars with an injury to his ribs. Titans coach Mike Vrabel wanted to monitor Tannehill's progress in a short week, but Tannehill was unable to practice. Tannehill suffered a right high ankle sprain in Tennessee's Week 6 loss to the Baltimore Ravens in London. The injury caused Tannehill to have a cast placed on his foot for a couple of days before switching to a walking boot. Tannehill has been able to walk around the facility on his own and has worked to rehab the ankle over the past couple of weeks. The ankle injury is similar to the initial high ankle sprain Tannehill suffered last season, causing him to miss 2 games. Levis completed 19 of his 29 pass attempts for 238 yards and 4 touchdowns in his NFL debut, a 28-23 win over the Atlanta Falcons last week. 3 of Levis' touchdown passes went to wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, who is listed as questionable due to a toe injury and didn't practice on Wednesday. Levis said playing in a rowdy environment like Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium made the Steelers matchup one of the games he circled at the beginning of the season. Going into that loud stadium, it's a big-time environment, Levis said on Tuesday. We're ready to handle it, and I'm just looking forward to going and taking it all in and then just doing my thing. Pickett said Tuesday he would be playing for sure against the Titans, despite Pittsburgh coach Mike Tomlin indicating a day earlier that Pickett would be a game-time decision. The ribs injury can affect his throwing motion, Pickett explained Tuesday. When I'm coming through, being able to have torque, rotating, the quarterback said. Obviously, your ribs are a huge part of that, so just being smart these 2 days and get ready to go Thursday night. Frankfurt, Germany. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill is appreciative of his time with the Kansas City Chiefs, but even though he looks forward to seeing some of his former teammates when the two sides face off this weekend, he doesn't feel any additional emotion heading into this week's game. Hill spent the first 6 years of his career with the Chiefs before he was traded to the Dolphins last offseason, and faces his former team for the first time Sunday. The game will be played in Frankfurt, Germany, instead of the Chiefs' Arrowhead Stadium, but Hill said the location of the game isn't as important as the result. It doesn't really matter where we play at, he smiled. I mean, obviously it would have been great to play in KC, but it really doesn't matter where we play at, you feel me? They going to get this work wherever though. Hill's reunion comes days after he was named the AFC's Offensive Player of the Month for October. He currently leads the league in receiving yards with 1,014 and is on pace to become the first receiver in NFL history to surpass 2,000 receiving yards in a season. Since his trade last March, no player has more receiving yards or catches than Hill, and he set a career high with 1,710 yards in his first season with the Dolphins. He did not necessarily want to leave Kansas City when he requested a trade last offseason, but wanted to be paid like the best wide receiver in the NFL. Miami made him the highest-paid receiver in NFL history shortly after completing the trade. I'm kind of glad that the trade happened, Hill said. Obviously the situation that I'm in is great. I've got great teammates. My family is from Miami, and also, I accomplished one of my goals of being one of the highest paid in the league. So, everything's great. Life is great, man. Never can take anything for granted. So, I can't look back. Always got to look forward. That's my mindset. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is known for making plays off script. Since 2018, he leads all active players in passing yards, 16,187, passing touchdowns, 121, and quarterback rating, 69.4, when his time to throw is greater than 2.5 seconds. Hill said he offered one major piece of advice to his defensive teammates for when plays break down and Mahomes starts to scramble: find Travis Kelce. Since 2018, Kelce leads all players with 296 receptions on passes that take longer than 2.5 seconds to attempt. "What I've been telling the guys to do is just find Kelce," Hill said. "If you allow Kelce to get open, man, he's like the energy of that team." Although Pat is all-world, if he finds Kelce and Kelce just catches a 2-yard pass, he just somehow finds energy in that and gets that team going.